Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Monday, the 21st of April, 2025, and I am finally going to answer the question that I get asked the most, which is, how did we come up with the name? So, years ago, back when I first started sim racing, there was this is back in the late 90s, so there was absolutely positively no streaming. At least that I'm aware of, there wasn't. So it was never a thing. I don't even know if there was broadcasting. Might have been in the early 2000s, but then I quit sim racing in 2005, did the dad thing, the family thing, all that. So then I get back into it late 2019, early 2020. And then in late 2020, I'm in a league that's broadcasted. And the broadcaster was in Iowa. There was a huge storm. I can't remember what they call them, but it was basically like a hurricane on dry land. Not a tornado. There is a difference, but regardless of that, our broadcaster wasn't able, didn't have internet. Asked if anybody in the league would be available to broadcast. They said, "Yeah, I can try. I mean, I'll give it a whirl." And I broadcast my first race. He told me it was pretty good for my first, but I still to this day think that was awful. I'd have to go back and rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure it was awful. But anyway, um, then I got the opportunity for the same group to continue doing some broadcasts, so I started doing that. And I was asking the guy that taught me, Chris Shriver, great guy. I asked, how do you get better at this? And obviously, it's one of those things that's time. But he said, at one point, he said, I just sometimes I'll just hop into a race and just practice, have all the tools up, record it, go back and look it over. So I did that a little bit, and I started recording, and I was practicing, and I recorded them and never watched them. That's worth mentioning here. So anyway, I decided, what the heck, I'm gonna try streaming. And I needed a unique name. All the streamers at the time were like, "We're the best," blah blah blah. There was a million other streamers out there, and I was not that great. I was good in the '90s, not so much as I've gotten older. So I was coming up with ideas. So talking to some friends one day, and I said, I could do, because all these people do instructional videos. I could do how to suck at iRacing, hence the name. So that's how it came about. And then by accident, I was actually looking for a league for my youngest daughter to run in when one of the drivers, the admins rather, said, "Hey, you broadcast. Would you be interested in broadcasting these races on this day?" I said, "Yeah, sure, no problem. I'm not great, but I'll be happy to try." And so it began. And then it was really weird, but it went from one night a week to 2 nights a week to 3 nights a week, and it just kept growing. And then by the end of probably 21, I was broadcasting 4 to 5 nights a week. And before I knew it, here we were, and we were consistently growing and everything else. So it was kind of like a point where we had the name out there, and changing it was just would have hurt more than it helped. So there you have it. Now, in 2022, we started, or actually mid 21, we actually just started abbreviating and calling it HTSAI. But honestly, if you tag the page on Facebook, it just shows how to suck at iRacing. So I will tell you, just on a funny note, there's been a couple of leagues who have refused to be broadcast by me simply because of the name. And I always find it hilarious. I've had people at iRacing themselves, some of the great people there, have said, "Good luck with the name." But you know what? We've been here, it'll be 5 years in September. So I'm really impressed. Obviously, we wouldn't be where we're at without you guys. There's no doubt about that. But along the way, we had some great people that have made this possible. And I have to say, Chris Shriver, he taught me. Great guy. I still bounce stuff off of him all the time. Chris Standridge, who gave me my first shot at doing this on my own. Um, there's been a lot of great leagues. There's Outlaws and Outcasts and Northeast Racers and XCal. And, we just kept getting bigger and bigger groups as time went on. We started doing BRR, the one league that I will forever be faithful to. And then suddenly we had some guys from the Oval League saying, "Hey, can you come do this GT3 broadcast on Sunday mornings?" And there we got GT3 NSS, another league I'll forever be grateful to, and Conliff Esports, because they have been amazing to us. And we've had groups out there that will be amazing to us. I mean, when we started out, our broadcast fees were very, very, very cheap. And Chris Standridge and his league got together at one point and did a special race and just raised money and sent me a big chunk of money to say thank you for broadcasting them so cheaply because they felt like they weren't paying enough. And, even today, I try and keep the prices low. Even though we do a lot more now than we ever have, I still want to keep prices low and make broadcasting available to more people. I wish there was more of me to go around. And who knows, we keep talking about it. The unicorn may someday start broadcasting. So, there you have it. But that is the short version, not exactly short, but that's really how all this came to be. Over the years, it was all iRacing until about 2023. Then we started doing, or no, in 2022 we started doing DCS. We did some Mech Warrior. That was great, but it was mostly iRacing. But uh, when I started working again, it became hard to do any other streaming, so it was just all broadcasting for a while. When it got to the point I couldn't work anymore, we kind of started expanding, and that's kind of where we're at now. We ended up, the unicorn hops on board, and all of a sudden we've got a trucking community. And we've just got a great group of people. I'm very proud of this community. I'm proud of what we've done as far as fundraising over the years and everything you guys do. It's amazing. We have a lot of surprises coming too. But yeah, everybody always asks, how did we get the name How to Suck at iRacing? And that's where it comes from, because I didn't want to be the regular guy bragging about how good I am or anything else, because you've watched me. If you've watched me race, I'm average at best. Except road racing, I really do suck at that. I try, but I suck. But thank you guys, the whole community. I'm very grateful, and honestly, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all you guys. So thank you for making this happen over the years. And yeah, everybody got their answer. Have a great day, everybody.